back.
Welcome back.
Thanks for being here. Third week.
If you made it this far, congrats. I hope to keep you laughing.
Yeah, can we tell you all the normal podcast stuff? Like and subscribe and share us with all your friends?
We don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, really. You're going to do what you want to do.
Hang out. If you don't like what we're doing, we're just going to keep being funny.
Can't change that.
Can't change that.
Now we're just recording it so everyone can hear.
Yeah. Why don't you get a goddamn podcast? That's what I have to say to you, random person that doesn't like us.
Is that going to be the next shirt? Why don't you get your own goddamn podcast?
Get your own goddamn podcast.
Ah, love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the thing that I hate is when somebody who's not doing a thing is trying to tell you that your thing isn't living up to some standard. You know what I mean?
Well, like that's the keyboard warrior.
True. Yeah.
That's like, man, I tell you, there's a lot of kids out there. I don't condone bullying, but there's a lot of kids out there that just need to get their asses kicked.
Yeah.
Talking shit online.
Yeah, I feel like the online is just, you can just say whatever you want with no repercussions.
Yeah.
And I think some people enjoy that, but also I think people need to be a little bit nicer. You know, we just need to not be so mean. Give people a break. Especially if somebody's like making something or putting their heart into something. Like, you don't need to be tearing people down.
Well, yeah, people don't understand how important that your words carry weight.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
If you haven't seen a friend in a super long time, you see him and you're like, wow, you lost all this weight. You look great. Come to find out that person has cancer or is super depressed or...
Well, bitch, I didn't know.
Well, exactly. You shouldn't be commenting on someone's physical features if that gives you more,
I love when somebody says I look thin and I lost weight. That means so good. That means so much. And I'm like, oh yeah, I did lose weight.
Yeah, but on the other end of the spectrum, you got people out there with body image. You know, you got body dysmorphia. That's like I used to be, roughly 25 pounds heavier before the pandemic of 7 years of competitive lifting gains.
Right.
And I just was a big girl. I was muscular and strong. I mean, the last time I got on a scale, I was like 190 pounds I'm 5'7", so like 190 pounds of just yoked, traps, shoulders. And I basically went through a terrible breakup and did the pandemic and lived by myself for 6 months by myself. Right. I actually took the pandemic seriously. I wasn't out like trying to get anyone else's cooties. I did what I was supposed to. I was home and...
Right.
And you're immune compromised. So I remember going on a Tinder date with this kid. We mentioned him before, the hottest man I've ever seen in person. And we hung out the night before Thanksgiving. And I just remember sitting with him on his couch and we were kind of, I looked at him and I went, I want you to know, like, if you are sick or you have any kind of anything, I go, I will kill my brother.
That's true. I probably
It's true. I could literally kill you. And he looked at me, and it was kind of like the triple Spider-Man where everyone looks back at each other and they're all pointing at each other. And he goes, you better not get me sick. I'm going to see my mom tomorrow for Thanksgiving.
Right.
And we both like grabbed each other's hands and we were like, great. We both give a shit about the pandemic.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, meeting people during a pandemic is tough. And we've talked about this before.
Yeah, we talked about the dating apps and it's just, not ideal.
It's just tough. But, the genitals need to be explored. And they want to be free. They want to be doing the things that they're designed to do.
They want to be fondled with consent.
They don't know what a pandemic is.
No, for me, it's a light switch. The light switch is either on. I did long distance for 3 years, right? Dated this guy. It was great. Got to see him. Well, retrospect, no. But dating someone long distance was great for me because I came out of a really toxic relationship. So to be able to date someone, there were healthy boundaries. You're far away. We got to have cute dates where we would travel or he would fly up here and we would hang out. All of that was great. But it was a light switch because I have a very high sex drive. So when he was not here, the light switch was off. Light switch was firmly off. I didn't want to get turned on. I didn't want to have any kind of anything. Phone sex is nice, but not ideal.
Phone sex is weird.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you can avoid that and the light switch is just off, then when he comes up here, then it's great. Yeah.
Man, I don't even know. My light switch is...
You just have a big neon light that's just continually
I don't even know. I think mine's like probably what...
Is yours a slider?
Mine's a slider scale? Yeah. I just have Siri do all my lights for me.
Hey, Siri. Make me
Siri.
horny.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Okay, just so we know, we're gonna
Siri, make me.
we're gonna keep a count. That's the Alexa belly laugh, Ryan. No, what is it gonna be called? The Ryan belly laugh counter. That's one.
That's
one for little
so
sister.
far. Yeah.
Yes. Clock it.
Oh man. I remember one of my friends at work told me that. He was like, if I can get you to laugh, I just feel it as a biggest accomplishment.
Man, the one thing you told me
what?
about getting hired, someone asked you for feedback. And you said, you said, I just want you to laugh at my jokes.
Oh, yes. I was getting a new manager at work, and they asked me what I wanted out of a new manager, and I just said, I just need somebody to laugh at my jokes.
And then, of course, everyone laughs. And
everyone laughs. And that's it. But it's true. That's all I need you for. Just laugh at my jokes and tell me I'm doing a good job.
Yeah.
I don't need anything else.
That's what's in my Bumble bio.
Yeah.
Laugh at my jokes and tell me I'm pretty.
Oh, I can't say that to my manager. But, I need a good sounding board. I tell a lot of jokes, and I like to lighten the mood. I like to make people happy, and
nothing better than a podcast where it's one-sided. We're literally just talking at you. We're just talking at you. You can't even interrupt
right now. Yeah, sorry. Well, you're on a road trip to.
What do you think
Denver?
we would have told all of our high school teachers that said we talk too much? Joke's on you, bitch. I'm talking for a living.
I think about this often, but I remember I used to be a lifeguard. I lived in Philomath. Well, we lived in Philomath, and I was a lifeguard. And
go Warriors!
Are they still the Warriors? I don't think you can say that anymore.
I mean, my high school was the Raiders.
The Warriors.
They pillage and plunder and rape.
Old, schools that still using the Native American names.
Get with the times.
You got a bunch of animals you can pick from. You can just be an idea. You could be the renegades or the
wagon wheels.
The wagon wheel. Yeah, anything. You could be anything. You're going with the Warriors. That's not great. Anyway, so I was a lifeguard. I remember, there's two of us on duty, and we were nobody was swimming. We were just hanging out. And I remember I was just talking, and this lady was like, do you ever shut up? And I was just like, what the fuck? We just would always sit in the office and we would just talk.
Oh, and this wasn't like a mom of a kid.
This was the other lifeguard. I don't know if she said, do you ever shut up? I think she was like, do you ever stop talking? Or something like that. But to me, it felt like, do you ever shut up? And in that moment, I was like, what the fuck, bitch? I was so self-conscious of just talking too much.
I mean, that's like people that consistently tell me I'm loud. Yeah. Do you think that I would like my voice to be this loud? Do you think that I want people to tell me I'm loud? Right. No, absolutely not.
Yeah, and I
mean, I could talk like this, I suppose.
But I mean, I like when people are loud. Yeah, I think it's great. I think people just, I think it's a very white person, an entitled person to just say, even on
think
social
that you
media,
care about their fucking opinion.
Please adjust your Facebook feed so it gives me what I need and nothing different.
Yes.
That's just how we're ingrained now. They're customizing your Pinterest page to be exactly how you want it. And but people are different. People have different voices and backgrounds and all sorts of things. So you can't just expect everybody to fit into the mold that you think everyone should fit in.
Yeah. And just remember, your words fucking hurt feelings. I mean, you were a lifeguard
25 years ago, probably.
When this bitch said that shit to you?
This was 1997.
Yeah, that would be I could tell you the one time
I can't even remember her name. I want to say it was Sarah or some shit. I don't
you,
remember.
Sarah.
I don't remember her name, but I remember just being. This crazy thing is she probably does not even remember saying this, and even if she just magically heard this, she would be like, "Oh, I would never." You know what I mean? That's what's so crazy is you can literally say some shit, and that's just filed away in my brain forever. Mm-hmm. I've probably said some shit to people where they're like, "Man,
oh, I know, I have."
Ryan
off
was
just
a
off
fucking
the cuff.
Dick. But that's just, that's just how it is. But yeah, I remember somebody was like, do you ever shut up? And I think about that often. And I feel like I speak up and I'm loud and I talk a lot, but.
Well, our mom raised us to, no one's going to put you first but yourself. No one's going to look out for you unless you put yourself first.
Yeah, it's just weird. Yeah, I don't think people realize the damage you can do.
I want to say my senior year once I got sent outside for talking too much. Had to go sit in the hallway so I could talk to everyone walking down the hallway. It was the dumbest fucking... Hey, Alexa, can you go sit in the hallway, in this busy hallway, in this busy fucking high school where you got 9,000 other kids who are cutting class or doing whatever, and you just get out there and you just get to fucking hobnob with all the kids in the hallway, and now you get to look cool because you're that kid that got sent outside in the class. It's just like such an eye roll.
That's crazy. Yeah. Don't tell somebody to be quiet or to tone it down.
Just don't shit on anyone for being their authentic selves. You know, like if someone's showing you something exciting, or you know, if you get to see that, you know, spark in someone's eye light up, like don't shit on them for anything like that.
I mean, I make music, and like I remember growing up, like we'd have people that would just constantly tell us not to do it.
Our parents,
people
teachers.
were like, you're never gonna make it, you're never gonna be a thing, you're never gonna do it. And like that shit still lives in my head. I still think about that all the time. You know, is this person right? Am I making a mistake? But I think that inner kind of voice always kind of comes out of just like, you can do it, and you got this. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, be careful what you say to people, because, you know, that might live with them for the rest of their life.
Or it could be in the digital age where there's fucking receipts for everything.
Also true, yeah.
Literally receipts. You text someone.
Yeah, I don't delete anything.
That's crazy. That's crazy to me. You don't delete. I mean, I will go through and I'll delete old stuff because I'm all about energy. So like old texts and stuff.
Really?
Like, do I have old texts from my landlord and stuff from years ago? Yeah, sure. But
right.
You know, old phone numbers, like to any Bumble person or anything. Like, I'm gonna be honest, your name is not getting saved until I am meeting you on that date.
Dang. Yeah, I mean,
because if we're sitting at that date and you call me, I need you to know that your name is saved in my phone and it's not just a number.
I had a friend. He lived in Vegas. And anytime like something happened where you like weren't, you know, he like, you didn't hang out with him, like you said, or you pissed him off, he would just delete your number out of their phone. He's like, yeah, you're just that's it. You're done. And I'm like, yo, like, how do you know not to answer the phone? He's like, oh, I was like, yeah, if they call you or they text you, how do you know that that's some shithead?
Who it is. You better have,
you know what I mean?
Memory of steel.
So you got to be like, new phone, who dis?
Well, in the spirit of pdExes, when I dated the artist, I literally, very devastating breakup, I changed his name in my phone to He Doesn't Care About You.
Ooh.
So I would literally say, hey, Siri, call He Doesn't Care About You. Yeah. And then Siri would say...
Let's just make sure that Siri would happen.
Yeah, Siri would say, hey... Now calling, He Doesn't Care About You. And so I would hear it back to me, and I just was like, there's got to be some subliminal messaging in all of this.
No, I've done that before.
I have people in my phone. I am savage when it comes to the phone. Yeah, like I am savage. Like my toxic trait is I will turn. Oh man, you guys are either gonna love me for this, or you're gonna hate me for this. Hopefully, my toxic trait is I will turn on my read receipts.
Oh yeah.
And leave you on read.
Yeah.
So like if you say some stupid shit and my read receipts are never on with you ever.
Right.
And you text me some bullshit, I'm going to then go into my settings, turn on my red notifications, leave you on red. So now you can see yo text message was read at 12:32 and you ain't going to reply. It's 4 p.m. right now. You ain't getting no reply.
Yeah. The red receipts is kind of nice because every so often it's...
Or I'll add emojis. I'll add emojis to the end. Like the hottest guy ever. He keeps making an occurrence, repeating occurrence on the show. He would get an eye roll emoji every time he called me or did something stupid or invited me over super late at night when he was drunk and fell asleep by the time I got there. He got another eye roll emoji. I think right now we're on 6 or 7, and that was some of him, you know, during first year of the pandemic, year of the panty. Yeah. Still putting up with it.
Man, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I've tried to ignore people before, and for the most part, I mean, I'll hold a grudge. My dad was good at holding grudges, so I mean, like, I'll hold a grudge forever.
Inherent.
Like, if you made the conscious decision to fuck me over, that's it for me.
I'm a big person with the block. I'm a big block and delete kind of person, and I've realized that blocking people on social media really gets their panties in a bunch.
Yeah.
Like my social media is my social media.
Yeah.
So if I don't want to see you post the same shit for your business or whatever stupid shit, it doesn't mean we're not friends.
But now you can mute people.
Yes, which is helpful.
Yeah,
however,
so you can just mute people.
Again, I like being savage, so I blocked these motherfuckers because they were hanging out behind my back.
Oh, yeah.
And then my workout studio still reposts my shit. Oh. And so then if you go, oh, I haven't seen Alexa's story. Oh, she's getting posted. So you know my post and you know my account exists because you're seeing it on a mutual account. And then when you go to click on my photo, I'm blocked. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's a little bit of the mind game.
Yeah, I don't have time to block people. I'll mute people.
I have all of the time.
Lately, if I'm not vibing with what you're posting or whatever, I'll kind of block you. Or if it's like too much, I'll block you. But
now I save the block for important instances. You know, when I don't want someone to have my number, or we are just done. We're done having contact.
Yeah, I'm the same. Well, we've been trying to segue into the donut guy.
It's just not a good. It's just not a great way to segue
for about an episode and a half, and we keep getting sidetracked. So we're gonna dive in because this podcast is called pdExes.
Yeah, and I need my moment. I need to share this traumatic experience.
I've only gotten little bits and pieces of the. The thing. So I want to.
Well, I think as an older brother, you never want to hear that your sister could have literally been murdered and left for dead on the side of a exit in Washington.
Basically, my 20s was. How did I not get murdered in the middle of a field? I have no idea. But yeah.
Okay, so I work out at this Pilates studio in Portland. It's great, love it. If there is one thing you should know about me. I love carbs.
Oh,
I love them.
Who does? If you don't like a carb,
that was on my so on my dating profile. It says I love donuts. I love carbs so much. I have pizza and donuts tattooed on my body for life.
That's true.
And I had guys write me that were literally like, "I have celiac. Will you still date me if I can't eat donuts and pizza?" And I was like, "Bitch, that was a fucking joke."
Yeah, if you're funny and
Or, hey, someone was said a dietary restriction. Hey, I can't, if they want to say it was celiac. Hey, I'm gluten free. Would you still be interested in going on a date with me? And I'm just like, what the fuck?
I mean, I could see that. I could see somebody being like, yo, you literally pounding spaghetti every night and I cannot. Oh yeah. Noodles. You know what I mean?
For those of you who are not watching the live footage, Ryan's shirt says send nudes.
But it's nudes like noodles.
But it's nudes like a ramen bowl.
Yeah.
So
I think my old roommate Brian got this for me. I'm pretty sure. I don't wear it that often Brian. Because I work at a retail and I kind of don't need to
extra attention.
Send nudes. Yeah. So
I got done with Pilates, and if you know me, I will house a box of donuts. I will house donuts with no shame. There's no such thing as cutting a donut in half. You eat that shit.
Yep.
And there's a place, and they have these. Have you ever had a mochi donut?
Ooh.
They look like a little baby teething toy. It's like a little bunch of circles all together.
Right.
Oh my God. Oh my God. They're so fucking good. So I would literally be in the middle of Pilates class getting absolutely destructed. And I'm like, what sounds great? I'm going to house about 6 mochi donuts when I'm done with this workout.
Now, are they small?
No, they're big.
They're big.
They're the regular size, the Krispy Kreme donut.
I was trying to help you out there.
No, no shame.
That's
no shame. So then I would drive my cute little car over to this donut shop, and I'd go in, and if you're in Portland, Voodoo Donuts is top tier. If I'm gonna put a divide right now, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, and it's gonna be the post and go moment. If you like Blue Star, it's a no for me.
What?
Blue Star is a no for me, dog. I don't need a blueberry basil bourbon, whatever. I don't. You know what I need? A classic blueberry cake donut. Classic glazed donut. Do I want a fucking syringe? I gotta pop the syringe out and fucking sprinkle it. No. Absolutely not.
It's a lot of work. But
Voodoo Donuts is a good boutique donut shop.
Yeah, but Voodoo Donuts, nobody should eat at Voodoo Donuts anymore because they're really bad people. Remember all the stuff with the union? They fired everybody because of it was super hot working conditions, and then they had people come in to work for them, and they were trying to do a union, and they fired. I don't know.
Your dollar is your vote, so we only want to support people who
do your own research because I'm too lazy to do it. But last time I checked, it did not feel like they were a great.
But if we're talking about quality of cake donut,
Blue Star.
No.
Yeah, Blue Star. I feel like quality is better at Blue Star. It's like cake.
We're going to have to agree to disagree on this.
I mean, I think Voodoo Donuts used to have wacky donuts. And they used to be like the first. They used to be like the Lady Gaga when she was wearing the meat dress.
Yes.
I don't need meat dress anymore. I just need a really good established donut that's going to.
I will. You know, after I did some time in California, I will admit Krispy Kreme. If you can get a fresh Krispy Kreme donut that is hot, that's hard to beat.
Yeah, Krispy Kreme's really good. That's what they gave you. They gave you a free fucking donut, and it's like,
what the fuck? Damn. That's amazing.
Damn, I'll take.
The donut's got to cost like a penny.
Not even
a penny.
Not even a penny. It's probably like.
If we have any donut connoisseurs out there, or anyone who wants to sponsor by way of donuts, we will.
If you want to donate.
I thought it was going to be like a cum reference. I thought you were going to say donut.
Yeah, also that. If you want to donut in my asshole, that didn't work out.
So good.
But yeah. Okay. So
okay.
So we're
I think
working
the
out.
Story is just so embarrassing.
We got Pilates. We're dreaming about mochi donuts.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm not going to plug this donut.
We're not.
I refuse.
Yeah,
I refuse. I fucking refuse.
Yeah. And so
I roll up, go inside. Actually, you know what? The very first time I stumbled upon this donut shop was on accident. Because I had to go get dog treats from this dog shop, Pets on Broadway, best pet shop in Portland. Yeah. And right across the street is this little donut shop. And I saw this dad and kid walk out. And the kid looked so happy. And I was like, yes, I want to be that. Right. So I walk in. I'm in my little fucking cute workout, matching set, long sleeping bag coat. And I walk in. And there is this fucking cutie behind the register. Actually, no. What happened was there was a kid behind the register, and then by the time I made it up, he had came and relieved the teenager. He was off to the side and saw me.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta help this piece out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And so he comes over, and he was kind of an asshole, and I was like, I want one of all of the mochi donuts. So that's 4. Okay. One of each flavor, green tea, cinnamon, vanilla, and like what the fuck ever. It didn't matter at that point. My OG donut is raspberry glaze. You got to get one of those. Right. Honestly, for a while, I would do 2 raspberry glaze because I would house one immediately and then save one for later.
Okay.
The filled donuts do all for later because you got the jelly, so it kind of counteracts, you know.
Donuts can get kind of dry, so.
And then my power move, whether I am at a bar or a dispensary or a donut shop, or I'm going to ask for the dealer's choice.
Yeah. That's smart.
I'm gonna ask for the dealer's choice. If you're ever at a coffee shop or you don't know, and if you're okay eating the cost and you're okay, maybe like I would say more times than not, especially when it's a beverage, I'm not going to drink the beverage because it's so shitty. Yeah. Because someone has given me a terrible recommendation. Right. I paid $9 for a spicy chai latte, and the girl was like, "You like spicy? It's my favorite." And it was terrible. Yeah. But that's okay. You know? And so I was like, hey, dealer's choice. Like, what's your favorite donut? And he was like, every day I eat a buttermilk donut. And I was like, great, I'll take 2.
Okay.
Right?
Damn, I want to eat at this place.
Fuck, these donuts were so good. That's what's the hardest thing. I need to do some recon. I'll do some recon to see if this person actually is who they said they were with the company. Because if this motherfucker ain't there, man, I'll be there tomorrow for some fucking mochi donuts. Yeah. I haven't been there since this happened. This happened last year.
Damn.
Yeah, last year. After all of this happened, I didn't eat donuts for a good 6 months. Yeah. I was so repulsed. So went in, dealer's choice. I got like $19 worth of donuts, right? No shame. Go up to the register, rings me out. And this is the interaction that I'm having with this guy. Okay. And at least once a week.
Okay.
I would pop in there. I'd pop in there. And I mean, I'm doing, I'm working out a lot. Was a competitive athlete. I have no shame by way of if I want to eat something, I'm going to eat it. I'm not going to starve myself. Right. I'm not working out to earn donuts.
Right.
It's just my lifestyle.
Right.
I do have a donut tattooed on me for fucking life. I would literally make excuses to go in and pop in and see if Hot Donut Guy was there. And finally I got to the, and we're in masks too, so you can't see anything. Okay. I can, all I'm getting is a little eye squint. That's my porn right now. It's a little eye contact. And I go in, I give him my phone number. We're talking about workout stuff. He's asking me what my plan for the day was. And I'm like, I'm getting ready to go to work. And he's like, where do you work? And I'm like, insert retail name, store here.
Right.
And he's like, oh, that's great. I love their stuff. I love working out. And I'm like, oh, great. And I'm like, well, I am, a men's expert. That's my job. I do a lot of personal shopping. Slid him that phone number. I said, hey, here's my number. If you ever need anything, feel free to call me, text me. You know, that was the working relationship I had with a lot of gentlemen, right? You know, I'm not doing that power play with everybody because you got lots of husbands and grandpas and stuff. I'm not macking on everybody. You definitely use it as power play if you need to. So when I didn't get an immediate text from him that day or the next day, I kind of figured he had a girlfriend and then we were just kind of, you know, moving through it. And 2 days later, I got a text. Hey, this is so-and-so from the donut shop. And I was like, oh, you get all the little butterflies in your tummy and you're like, woo, I'm so excited. I can't believe he's texting me. It's the donut guy. And we're talking back and forth and he tells me he's a nutritionist and all this stuff. And I'm just like, oh, yeah. No, that's what I said. I go, and he goes, no, I don't work there. I own it. Oh. And I was like, okay.
Wait, owns the donut shop?
Yes, owns the donut shop.
Damn.
Yes, owns the donut shop. So we're talking and he's asking me to go on a date. And then now my Clark Kent costume, my Clark Kent daily walking has been compromised. Right. Now I know he's into me. Now I don't just want to show up sweaty and gross after my workouts, right? I feel like it's kind of got to be like a spectacle. So then a couple weeks go by of him texting me, asking me to come in. He's literally continually like, hey, come in and see me. And so then finally he asked me on a date. And I'm like, sure, let's go on a date. He had a really lovely car. He picked me up. We went and we sat at a park and talked. And he talked about being a nutritionist and how he personal trains people. And it was, I should say my first little wild hair would have poked up right when he was telling me about how he has a contract with people that he does personal training with because he is saying, I am your personal trainer. I am not dating you. There will be no kind of relationship-y anything. And I was like, oh, and in my head, I'm thinking, great. You know, I've had friends that do that kind of stuff. You know, it can, if you are not with someone emotionally secure, a guy who is training women all the time is going to make you uncomfortable. And so for me, I'm like, oh, I'm in that community already. Go find someone hotter than me. You gonna be training. I don't believe it. I'm cute as fuck. I'm not worried about anything. As long as you know you're coming home to me, what's the problem? Right. So we talk. Everything was cute. We, you know, had a really good time talking the first date. And then he asked me second date. He's like, hey, do you want to go to Seattle? And I was like, oh, you want to drive me to Seattle in your nice ass fucking race car? We can get coffee and donuts and I'm going to make you spend money on me in Seattle, bitch. Sounds great. So I have a wiener dog. I have a Chiweenie. His name's Bear. He's a little asshole, but we love him to death. Yeah. And I had told him, I was like, hey, I have a dog. I can't, you know, like, he's like, oh, well, do you want to leave super early? And I was like, you know, if you want to leave at like 6 or 7 in the morning, we'll go out for the day. And he goes, oh, well, if you want, we can go up the night before and we can stay the night. We can get a hotel. We can get a hotel. We can stay the night. And I said, I should pull up the receipts. I'm a Virgo. I got all the receipts still in here. Okay. I got all the receipts right here still. If you ever, in the last 6 years, if you ever talk shit, got it. And, yeah. And so I remember I said the second date is a day date. Yeah. And he said, okay, great. I will pick you up at 7 a.m. I like a good Seattle day trip. I went yesterday. Yes, and I was like, I went for Deftones yesterday, and it's a good place. It's only 3 hours. Julia Roberts movie, and you're traveling, you're just like, Okay. And so it was super exciting. He picks me up. I was actually going to take my dog to go be over at my best friend's house all day, so she could just hang out with Bear because we were going to be gone all day. And he was super nice about it, and picks me up, we drive, we get coffee, we're talking, I'm holding his hand, we're sitting in the car, it's all cute, I look cute, I brought extra changes of clothes for like the day, because if you know me, I bitches about her outfit changes, and I just mean, there was just one red flag after the next on the drive up there, and it they just were fucking missing me, man, the whole time, I just wasn't picking up on any of them. Going too fast in that race car. Yeah. Man, I mean, I'm trying to think of some of them. Like, he was talking about how he was dating this girl and she couldn't really pick up on the signals, that he didn't really want to date her, but like they were dating and like, you know, whatever. Again, I'm so wrapped up in main character syndrome that story is about me. Right. This is my fucking story. This is my donut man. This is my story. This is race car, owns a shop, has all these plans for his future, really hot. Couple minor character flaws we could have worked through and you know, worked out. Nothing that couldn't be changed. Right. Everything was great. We go up there and we get donuts First thing, stop at a donut shop.
That makes sense.
Rightfully so. Donuts were terrible. They were super fucking dry. And I just was, next red flag, I was like, this motherfucker taking me to Seattle and we need some fucking crusty dusties right now. Crusty dusties? Like, what the fuck? Great, it's whatever. I'm along for the ride. I want to be super easygoing. We go to Pike's Place, we walk around. So for being someone who, works at a brewery, never having a beer flight, we have a beer flight. We sit at lunch. It was super cute. He asked me to be his girlfriend. We're kissing, holding hands. Oh. He was like, are you ready to be my girlfriend? And I just was like, that's cute. And I was like, we still have some things that need to get done. I need to meet your friends. You need to meet my friends. And he's kind of like, yeah, whatever. We walked around. It was adorable.
Right.
We go to a mall. We have a little naughty no-no time in the parking garage where I sucked his dick. And, we were going to go to a movie and we're going to go to dinner, right? So we're sitting in traffic. And I get a text from my bestie. And she's like, hey, where are you? What are you doing? Can I talk to you? And I was like, yeah, girl. Walking on cloud nine right now. Like, what do you need, girl? And she's like, can you go to the bathroom? And I was like, she was watching my dog. So I was like, everything okay with my dog? Like, are you telling me that my dog has run away and that's why you need me to go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
She goes, so she calls me and she goes, are you with him right now? And I was like, yeah, girl, we're in the car. We're on our way to dinner right now. We're sitting in Seattle traffic. He's stick shifting in fucking traffic.
Right.
And she goes, Alexa, he has a girlfriend. Don't listen to anything he says. He's lying to you.
Oh my God.
Imagine the fucking...
That's
carpet being ripped out from under you, girl. Like
that's crazy.
And so I'm on the phone.
I mean, and you just literally stomachs just loaded up.
And I go, nah, bitch, can't be. What are you talking about? And she goes, are you with him? And I'm like, no. And she's like, I'm talking to his girlfriend right now on Instagram. I have screenshots. I have photos. I have receipts. He is a liar, and you need to not trust him.
Damn.
Locked in a car.
Damn.
4 hours away from Portland. With a kid I don't know. I have no protection.
Right.
What do I got? A little stabby cat on my keychain? That's it?
That's crazy.
So then we moved to the next power play where I put my best friend on speakerphone. And I said, hey girl, can you tell him what you just told me? Hey girl, can you tell him what you just told me? And she goes, hi, insert shitty donut boy name here. Who's? And I went and I turned and looked at him and I watched all the color drain out of his face. And I look at him and I said, do you have a fucking girlfriend? And we're in the car just like this. The only thing separating us is him fucking stick shifting in traffic. And I look at him and I'm like, I need context now. And he goes, I was like, do you have a girlfriend? And he goes, no. And I go, why is my best friend calling me right now? Oh, you're telling me my best friend is calling me right now over something made up? She's still on the speakerphone. And she goes, hey girl, let me know when you're ready for me to send the screenshots. Damn. And I said, thanks girl, I'll take it from here. And I hung up the phone. And I fucking sat there and I said, I'm going to need some fucking context immediately.
That's wild.
And we're fucking 4 hours away from home.
That's crazy.
And I can see the GPS. The GPS is right here and it is telling me that we are actually losing time on going home because we are in traffic.
Right.
So the fucking slower we go.
And you are now driving home?
We were on our way to go to dinner somewhat south of Seattle.
Okay.
Somewhat south of Seattle.
Anyway. Whew. That's crazy. Okay. So then...
So we're driving and they always say that thing about a girl, like, she's really fucking crazy when she is silent.
Yeah.
And she's just got that little maniacal smile. Bitch, that was me. I just was like, and I felt so bad. So what had happened was we were driving over a bridge. I was filming on my Instagram. He had an Instagram for his car and all this car show stuff that he did.
Right.
He said that he didn't have a regular Instagram anymore because it was hacked or whatever. He didn't have a personal. To me, it wasn't a big red flag because he wasn't that hot. Right, so I just didn't, whatever. As long as you have an Instagram to like my photos and dote on me, I don't give a fuck if it's yours. So I had asked him, can I tag your Instagram? He's like, yeah, of course. Oh. So the friend of the girlfriend had seen that he was tagged and then found me and then was messaging me. But because I was on a date, I'm not going to be on my phone.
Right.
And so that's how they found my best friend who was watching my dog. And so now this girl is on Instagram talking to my best friend. I had steam coming from my ears.
Yeah.
I'd talked to my work friends about this. Everyone knew about this. What are you going to wear? Where are you going? We're so excited for you. Let's gas you up. Let's get you ready, girl. It takes a village.
Damn. Two timing.
And then I look at him in the car and I said, you could have given me the option. You could have told me that you had a girlfriend and I could have made the decision for both of us.
So he had, was it like a girlfriend he was still with, or was he like breaking up?
He said it was complicated.
Yeah. I mean, but then thus, So
then I'm just laying it on him, right? I'm just like, I feel so fucking bad for your girlfriend. I'm cute as fuck. She's looking at my Instagram. I'm all pretty and shit. How's she feel at home? You're out on this date with me. We're hanging out in Seattle.
I've been in those situations where the person that you like is doing shit and it just like
I only knew this kid for a couple weeks. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So
then we're in the car and I look at him and I go, you are taking me home immediately. In 3.5 hours when we get through traffic and can actually go home. And he looks at me and he goes, well, of course, like what else would I do? In my head, I was still trying to get that dinner. I was hungry. But like, I'm not going to sit at a table with you, you're dumbass.
Yeah.
So we're driving home and I really tire myself out screaming at him about 2 hours in. So we sit for about an hour and it's really, calm. He didn't say nothing, couldn't say anything. Dating a girl, basically all he told me was he was dating a girl long distance. It's complicated. Right. And he's a big car guy. So the one thing that I'll never fucking forget was I looked at him and I was just like, so basically you wanted to just take me out on a test drive.
Oh, get him with the verbiage.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And I just was like, you wanted to take me on a test drive. I'm like, that's basically what happened because you have a girlfriend. And I was like, and now you got to do right by me. I said, I'm going to give you 72 hours. I'm going to give you 72 hours to do right by me. And he's like, what? Like, you actually want me to think that we're still gonna we're gonna be together after all this? And I go, I had a really lovely time with you. In my head, of course not. I'm not gonna fucking I don't want to be with your ass, but like you're gonna do right by me. I'm gonna give you 72 hours because I told him that the girl was probably in my inbox. I go, if I open my Instagram right now, am I gonna find a bunch of messages and shit from someone random? We stopped once to go to a rest stop and he grabs his phone and takes his phone in with him to the rest stop. And I was like, I bet you do want to be alone with that phone without me. Because there were a couple times when we were there and he was doing the secret. Kind of the lean back text, And I was like, could be business, whatever. Again, I'm super accepting. I'm not going to be overly judgmental. I am a Virgo, but I'm only going to be judgmental of what I can be, right? So we get about halfway home. I tucker myself out. I'm just kind of like laying on some tears and shit. Because it's like, I'm sad for me. Yeah. I'm not sad for the relationship. I'm sad for me because I wasted a whole fucking week getting ready for this stupid ass date.
That's true.
So then, all of a sudden, I hear the blinker, and we start getting over to the right, and I just was like, my little ears start perking up. We're not, we're in between, like, Longview and Vancouver, and it's, there's not much out there.
Right.
And we go hit this exit, and we get off, and the exit says dead end. At the fucking exit, you get off, and it says dead end, and we take a right down the dead end road, and I go, where are we going? And he goes, I just want to talk to you for a minute. I was like, ooh, bitch. And I don't know if this is everyone that has this, but like I had like a fucking alarm going off. Like when SpongeBob in the episode where he just can't remember his name and there's shit and everything's on fire and there's all the people. That was my brain was like, red alert, bitch. Why are we pulling off of the highway? Right? So we pull off the highway and it's like a truck loading station and there's all the, it's basically just for trucks to back in, get their shit, get out on the highway, right?
Right.
And we pull over, and I'm in the passenger seat, of course, and he unbuckles his seatbelt, and he turns, and he leans in like this. And in my head, I literally had a conversation with myself in that about 45 seconds, where I didn't know what the fuck was going on, that I said, I will kill you before you ever kill me.
Right.
There's no fucking way. Once I heard his seatbelt click, that's kind of like what they say is the same thing as hearing duct tape getting unrolled. Right. Terrifying. And he leans over and he's in my face. He's right here. And I'm sitting like this. And we kind of dealt with a dad who was shitty and like to yell at us. So like when someone's yelling at you, the thing, they just want a reaction. So I just stone cold face. And he wasn't even saying anything. He was just breathing. He was just looking at me breathing. And I put my hand up and I said, I'm going to need you to get the fuck out of my face. I want you to take me home immediately. And he's like, I just want to talk to you. You have been yelling at me this whole time. I haven't been able to get one word in, and I want you to listen to what I have to say. So
okay, bitch.
So I unclick my seatbelt. And I fucking turn and I face him. And I'm like, what do you have to say? And I don't know if it was the power move of unbuckling my seatbelt to give him that same energy back. But I knew if he tried to... I needed out of that car, right? I needed fucking out.
Right.
And he just looks at me, turns, clicks his seatbelt back in, flips a U-turn to where I almost smacked my head on the door. Like, that's how fast we U-turned, and then we got back on the highway.
That's crazy.
I have a feeling that if my bestie boo wasn't the one who, like, called me to tell me that that would have happened, and I didn't tell him that I shared my location with about 7 or 8 of my friends, I could have been left dead on the side of a fucking ditch. I could have got left. He could have had my purse. He could have had all my stuff. He could have tried to kill me. There could have been so many scenarios. We're suddenly getting off the highway, not at a rest stop. We were just at a rest stop when you had to go in. You took your fucking phone out of the car. Why are we pulling off on a dead end?
Right.
Sheer panic.
That's crazy. Well, and that's unfortunately like what happens like in the moment.
And that's why girls are hesitant of going on dates with random people. They don't know. It doesn't matter if you're to have 3 master's degrees and you're one of the smartest people and you're, you know, you have 4 sisters and you're a gentle giant. Like, there is still real fear. So then he takes me home. Oh, bitch, we ain't even there yet. He takes me home. He gets out of the car. He clicks his seatbelt again and he wants to help me with my bags. And I'm like, I don't... Stay in the car. Right. So I get out, I get out and he's like, no, let me help you. And I have really nice bags from, you know, the store that I work at. And he grabbed my bag and I took the bag and I hucked it. And I was like, and he's like, are you going to, you know, threw both of my bags, shopping bags threw everything on my driveway. I just was like, I'm going to show you how little I give a shit about all of this stuff that you so delicately wanted to hand me out of your fucking trunk. And then he asked me for a hug.
Oh, bitch.
And I looked at him and I said, you have some shit you need to figure out. Grabbed my shit, turned around, walked inside. Oh, also another safety tip. I did give him my neighbor's address when he came for the GPS.
Oh, that's smart.
So it was my neighbor's address. Smart. Yeah.
Unless you're the guy listening to this, then that was her address.
Yes, that absolutely was my address.
Man, that's crazy.
That's not even the worst. I'm like so upset. I'm texting my best friend. She's like, I'm like, can I come over? Because I have literally been through a whirlwind of emotions, like going from feeling like I'm being courted and someone's doing all of these things, taking me to Seattle and spending money and buying clothes and lunch and all this cute shit and sucking your dick in the parking lot. Like, it was just like magical.
Yeah, that's
romance, new age romance, baby.
Right.
And I go hang out at her house and she just was like, I'm so happy you're back. She goes, the girlfriend just continued to ask if you were safe. I just want to make sure she's home safe. He has really bad anger issues. He's really aggressive. He used to be in the military and had, you know, some kind of PTSD. And he had told me that, you know, he had said, you know, oh, I have anger, whatever. And that's ain't no thing. Right. And I'll just never forget going to her house. She's reading the messages from the girlfriend. And she's just like, she just really wants to talk to you, really wants to make sure you're okay.
Right.
And I'm just like trying to calm my nervous system down and just trying to like figure out what the fuck has happened, because I just basically had gone on several dates with someone who had told me I don't date my clients. Right. Yeah. I was a half an hour of our date. And then we're sitting there. I can tell you, I remember exactly where I was sitting on her island with Bear, and I just was looking at her and she goes, oh my God. And I was like, what? And she was like, you're never going to believe this. And I was like, bitch, lay it on me. Because after today, this has already been a crazy fucking experience. Right. And she read aloud the message from the girlfriend. And she said, I really want to talk with her and let her know that I'm not mad at her. Right. But here's my number. Don't call me, text me, because I'm deaf.
Oh. Damn.
So you have a long distance girlfriend who's deaf, and you chose to take me on a date, and we hang out, and you asked me to be my my boyfriend at lunch.
Ooh.
And you have a hearing impaired girlfriend on the East Coast who, as we found out once her and I actually spoke, because I did genuinely, I gave him 72 hours.
Right.
I didn't want to go snake him to the girlfriend.
Right.
I wanted to be as far removed from all of this. None of this was my fault. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I wanted to not be involved.
That's good. I mean, you should. I think most people probably wouldn't, and you're given an opportunity to kind of make right.
Yeah, and so then after a couple days went by, and she was still messaging me after I had said nothing to her. She wanted to know what happened and when we started talking. So I went back on my computer. I have an Apple computer, and I was able to scroll back through all of the talking to the very first message. Right. And I said, hey, from one girl to another, I would not want to know what you did with my boyfriend if you did what we did. Right. I didn't want to have to tell this girl I sucked his dick in a parking lot.
Yeah.
I didn't want to have to tell this girl that he wanted to go up the night before and stay together. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I have receipts for all of this. Hey, you want to go up the night before? I'll get us a hotel room so we can have the whole day. I got receipts.
Well, I mean, I guess the crazy thing is like he could have been like, hey girl, so I'm dating a chick. Right. It's been kind of crazy. Right. She's long distance. It's not working out. I have not quite broken it off. I really vibe with you. Right. What do you want to do a thing now? Could we go on a trip to see if we vibing? And give people the option. Because, I don't mind if
don't incriminate me without my knowledge.
I don't mind if, somebody's got a partner or boyfriend because I'm kind of a garbage person. But like, if somebody's like, hey, I got a partner, I'm like, yeah, sure, that's cool. Like, if you want to hook up, that's fine by me. Right. But also, I'm like, just that's your deal. Right. And if you fail to tell me that you have somebody in your life and now we're fucking and that makes me the bad guy. Right. That's not cool. Cause I mean, I may or may not want to do it,
The one question that we now have to ask as single people going on dates, does anyone think that they're in a relationship with you? It's not, do you have a boyfriend? Because, we're hung up on labels, air quotes. True. Is there anyone who thinks that they are in a relationship with you? I
love that. That I've never thought about that. But yeah, that, I mean, right. Cause like
I have 4 girls I'm texting right now that I'm going on dates with strategically. Right, you know what I mean? Like,
oh no, sorry, we're not dating.
Yeah, and so the girl wanted to know. She wanted to know what happened, and I was like, girl, I'll tell you because I have no shame.
Right.
However,
well, and I think that's good. Like I
said if I was dating someone, I would not want to be with them after what we did. Right. In Seattle.
Yeah, you said you wanted to be boyfriend, girlfriend, and then we did some genital exchanges. Yes. And you're taking me out on a date. And,
hours away from home.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then now, I've been in those situations where I've seen people that I like hanging out with somebody else, and it's just devastating, especially long distance because you guys both have to be on the same wavelength
spectrum,
and you're just always worried, like, oh, it's so and so, and he goes out and hangs out with the girls, and he says it's nothing, blah blah blah, and like when it finally happens, it's just like, damn it, I knew.
Too good to be true.
Getting myself into this, and it's long distance, and all your friends are telling you shouldn't do it, and you did it anyway, and it's like, damn it.
I learned I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I'm so vulnerable.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like, that's hindsight is like, Jesus.
Hindsight is you guys could have, found your sister dead on the side of the highway, strangled to death.
We knew,
we're in serial killer territory up here. I know there hasn't been any in a while, but like,
no, but that's, I mean, like.
That's some Bundy. That's some Ted Bundy shit.
That could be, and then, guy gets upset and feels threatened. And his whole life is going to fall apart.
Or is in Seattle all day, can't take his medication or, whatever. And suddenly, seatbelts are unclicking and he's leaning over so close I can smell his breath. And I was like, if anyone's, it's going to be you, bitch, not me.
That's wild. Yeah. Man. Do not fuck with my sister.
For fucking real.
That's crazy. Well, I think today we learned about
mochi donuts.
Mochi donuts sound amazing. What was the other one? Butterfinger?
The buttermilk.
Buttermilk.
That sounds amazing. Donut. That one was great.
We also
although it is tarnished now. I have not had one of those because that was his favorite.
Yeah. Well, we learned you should probably
share your location
share
with your
location.
girlfriends.
Yes, there's no shame. You could share your location with anybody.
Truthfully, I want to say I have like 7 girls that, like my best friend in San Diego will check my location to see if I'm home or at the bar.
Yeah, and I think that's an iPhone thing, but iPhone makes it pretty simple.
Yeah, it's easy.
If you don't have an iPhone, text somebody where your address is going to be or where you're going to be, where you
screenshot the names of addresses
can be really,
or
really
screenshotting
helpful.
social media profiles so they can't delete, so there's proof.
Yep.
There is no harm in being overly careful.
Just, hey, I'm going to go hook up with this person. We've been talking.
Hey, I'm going to text you when I get home.
And also, I think even letting the person know that you've shared your location in a very coy way.
Yeah.
You can just say, yeah, so I just was telling my friends that I was going to be here. And you can drop little hints to let the person know that,
The biggest help for me was one of my really close girlfriends told me, when you go on a date, you need to let that person know that someone is expecting you after. Right. Someone is expecting you after that date. Hey, after this date tonight, I have to go drop off some paperwork at my coworker's house. She is expecting me this evening. Yep. Hey, I have to drop this off. And then it gives you an out, and then you can, oh no, I can't say that at your house. I have to go drop Tina off these the numbers for the morning.
Yep.
Sorry. Oh, I need to go pick up XYZ. Right. And it gives you an out. And if you are vibing with that person, you can just fucking make them feel all special because you're blowing some shit off. Nope, I'll worry with Tina later. Yep. I'll come hang out with you. Yep. You got leverage. There's leverage.
Man, well, that's crazy. That's a crazy story. I think I've only heard like little bits of it. I don't know if we've gotten that deep, but
people don't believe the speakerphone part. I think that was kind of the travesty of
they need to
getting that phone call and basically having my bestie call the guy out.
That's like some horror movie shit. Where you're just like,
you went from cloud 9 to like ground 0 in a matter of one phone call.
Yeah, man. Yeah, well, you got a friend looking out for you. Hopefully, everybody can be that lucky. Because, what happens if that friend didn't call or something? Right. What happens if you found out on your own and then he's like, oh man, I got to shut this bitch up. Or, you know what I mean? Like the fact that like somebody was alive and willing to be on that call. You know what I mean? Like that was probably like, he's like, fuck, what do I do now? Because obviously like they know the jig is up.
You done been caught.
You got caught. So like that's crazy. That's crazy. So
it's not great, but I'm hoping someone can learn from this experience and not end up in a car somewhere hours away from the house with in a situation you shouldn't been in.
Yeah. No, that's crazy.
But, if you're like me and you have any fucking crazy stories, please write in so I can feel less shitty about this happening to me.
We're going to put our email, whatever it is, and wherever the info is about our podcast.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out.
And go try a mochi donut. Go try some mochi donuts.
Except for this one place, which we're not going to tell you.
Yeah, we're not going to tell you.
Actually, just don't buy donuts in Portland. Voodoo Donuts sucks. Blue Star is okay. I like Blue Star.
Where do I get my donuts from recently? It's Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme, yeah. Krispy Kreme, even though they're a big conglomerate, I'm sure they suck. But hey, you can never go wrong with a free donut.
Well, now lights on, baby. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.